Hello everyone. This is just a quick tutorial to walk you through EdReflect, which is the platform that we use for teacher evaluation. You may have it bookmarked in your browser as Bloomboard. It changed a couple of years ago to EdReflect. If it should redirect to EdReflect if you've got that bookmarked in, but if not, direct your browser to edreflect.com. Your username is your email address, and if you don't know your password, which is a pretty common thing, just go to reset password and it will send you an email to follow the link to do that. I am using Miss Newton's with her permission because mine will look different than yours, and I want you to see exactly what yours will look like. So once you've got your credentials, you'll hit sign in, and it will look a lot different because they've recently done some updates. First thing I want to point you to is your avatar. And this is actually take 2 on this video because it didn't record the last time. I'd like to walk you through on how to change that avatar. It just makes it a lot nicer when I'm scrolling through, looking if I can see pictures rather than having to read names, because for some reason it alphabetizes it by first name rather than last name. And it's just nicer to have a picture. So if you click on profile, and then scroll down to update avatar, you can either use your device's camera, or if you have a picture saved on there, you can do that. Just select the picture, open it up, and upload the file. And I'm just using the same crazy chicken lady picture. Anything down here that you would like to update, grades, content area, um, anything like that. Down here is where actually you can't change that. That's done for you. So these ones in the gray you can't change. That's done by Miss Miller. But anything else, if you would like to, you can change that. Once you're satisfied with that, you can go back to previous page. Actually, click save. Um, Another thing that you'll notice is I've scheduled, you probably got an email about our PGP meeting, and I scheduled that on May 22nd, which is a Saturday, on purpose, just because it's after the window that I plan to meet with all of you. And I didn't want people getting nervous because they were getting notifications or emails saying that they're late on something. So even though you may have signed up for an earlier time, I scheduled everybody for the same day after the last meeting. The next thing you'll notice, if you scroll down, you'll have your current goals that you've previously worked on, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So if you go up here to your current activities and click on that, you'll see the activities that are required for this. We've got a self-assessment that says it's optional. I would like for everybody to do that. We'll walk through that in just a minute. Your goals, which both of us will have a part in, and then the actual scheduling of the PGP meeting and holding the PGP meeting is on me. So the first thing you'll want to do is go into self-assessment, and if you've done self-assessments previously, you'll see those all listed here. You'll want to do a new self-assessment, so click Create Snapshot and make sure that it says Arkansas Educator Rubric, which it should. There shouldn't be any other options there. Most of you will be under the Arkansas Educator Rubric. There's a few examples when you wouldn't be. For example, instructional facilitator or counselor, speech language pathologist, things like that would look different there. Most of the things that you see on here when you hover over will tell you what they are. You might think, what does I mean? Just hover over that. Ineffective, progressing, effective, and highly effective. And as teachers, you know, we all want to be, highly effective or effective. But in reality, when we read through the actual indicators and what they mean, there's a lot of things that a lot of us are progressing on, because the Danielson framework is very rigorous and has very high expectations on a lot of them. That's why I encourage you to go through here and to click on the little down arrow, and it'll show you what each of these individual things mean. And I would encourage you to go through there and read what highly effective looks like. What does effective look like? What does progressing look like? And what does ineffective look like? And I think if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of us, you're probably not going to be highly effective on a majority of the things, because if it's the bar is set very, very, very high, and it's not even necessarily about what we as educators do, but what are our students doing. The example that I like to use is in domain 3 for questioning techniques, and to be highly effective, it says that most of the time students themselves are generating the high deep level questions. That's I've been in AP research classes that even the teacher is driving the questions, and so that would be a very difficult thing to get highly effective on. So just make sure you're reading through those, and all you have to do is select it, and it will change it. Um, Changes it up here. You can either click it up here or click it down here. It doesn't matter. But make sure you scroll down and click the down arrow on each one of those things. And I'm not going to change anything on Miss Newton's. When you get done and when you're happy with it, I cannot see your self-evaluation until you share it with me. The way that you share it with me is by creating this snapshot, name it 21 22 PGP, or something to let you know that it's for next year's PGP. And then here's the part that shares it with me. Since I created the meeting, the PGP meeting, if you attach this to that PGP meeting, make sure you include evidence or historical ratings or whatever. You create the snapshot, and then it attaches it to that PGP meeting, which means that I can go in there and see how you rated yourself. I'm not going to do that because Miss Newton hasn't gone through there yet. I want her to be able to, don't want to confuse it for her later on. But in my opinion, the self assessment is something that's really important to go through and take some time with each year, and to reread those indicators and really give it some thought as to where you are on that continuum. So I'm going to hit cancel there. And then I'm going to go back home. And the next thing we need to worry about is our goals. Remember that we need 2 to 3 goals. And if you scroll down, it's very likely that some of you already have goals in there. And if we look on Miss Newton's, hers were created in 2014. But remember, when we went back and looked at all those snapshots, she had multiple snapshots in there. So these aren't necessarily goals that she created in 2014. What a lot of people do is, instead of creating new goals each year, they'll just go back in and edit these current goals, which adds a few steps in there, but it's whatever you prefer. And I'll show you how to do it both ways. If you prefer just to go in there and edit your goals, click on View Details, and you can just go click on that and edit the text. Then what you would need to do is go and align the indicators and uncheck the ones that you had before, and then check the indicators that align to that goal. That's one way to do it. What I would do is make that goal inactive by just clicking inactivate, go to your other goal, inactivate that one. Then when you go back home, you'll notice there are no more goals down here. They're not gone. If you click on work on my goals, they're still down there. They just say inactive. So if you want to, you can focus on some areas of strength or areas of growth based on your self-assessment. When you're ready, click on current goals, You can create your new goal. Save it. And then you want to go in there and view details. This part is where you will attach the indicators. This is where you're telling me, this is what I want you to evaluate me on non-summative years. The indicators that you tag to this goal are the only ones that I will evaluate you on. So in a way, you're getting to design your own evaluation. So you click on indicators, make sure it says Arkansas Educator Rubric, and then select 3 to 4 of these indicators that align to that goal. And again, that's why it's important in that previous step with the self-evaluation to read through those and what those indicators mean. When we save them, you've got these little flags here that show you that it's tagged. Down here, when you reflect on your goal, there are 2 sets of questions. The directions say, please answer either the tests or the leads questions, not both. Teachers should answer the test questions. Administrators should answer the leads questions. Leads questions are for when I do my PGP with Miss Adams. I'm not sure why they put them on the same page, but they do. So you answer those 4 or 5 questions there. And I believe it saves it automatically. There's no save button, so I'm assuming that it saves automatically. I'm going to just test this out. Yeah, there was a saving button down there. So if I go out of there, it should have saved everything. View details, and there we got my test button. So it does save it when you add anything to it. All right. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to go ahead and delete this goal because it was just a generic one anyway. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Have a great day.